All right, y'all. What is going on? It's Black Balloon, and we're coming back with another video. All right, I'm trying not to make this video too long because it's a topic that I've already done in the past. But we're here to talk about the Dolph situation again, right? Now, I thought I would come back around and kind of do another part to Dolph's death. Now, the reason I'm doing it is because there's still a lot relevant about this case, considering the fact that the guy who's the supposed mastermind of setting Dolph up to be killed, you know, a hit, an assassination, whatever you want to call it, he just got a $90,000 bond, right? Now that comes from the clip that I'm about to show you right now.
Well, Govan posted his $90,000 bond today. He was indicted on first-degree murder, criminal attempt first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder charges, and was previously held without bond. Prosecutors and his defense came to an agreement to grant bond today with conditions. Hernandez Govan is accused of recruiting co-defendants Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith to kill Memphis rapper Adolph Thornton Jr., better known as Young Dolph. Judge Lee Coffey granted Govan's $90,000 bond Thursday, he says, at the recommendation of the defense and prosecution.
What's the reason for this? I don't know. I don't get involved in investigating cases. I don't get involved in particulars of the case.
Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy, whose office is prosecuting the Young Dolph murder case, says Dolph's family gave their approval for the move.
We've come into some information about Mr. Govan's role and medical conditions that make us think that this is the best resolution.
According to this consent order, the defense and prosecution gave 3 reasons to agree to a bond. The state has a clearer idea of the role Govan allegedly played in the conspiracy to kill Dolph, safety and medical concerns for the defendant, and both sides agreed on the bond amount of $90,000.
I don't think we have any reason to think that we have any difficulty proving the charges in the indictment, and that we'll be able to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, everything that's alleged in the indictment.
Govan will be placed under house arrest and will only be allowed to leave for medical purposes or meetings with his Atlanta-based attorney. Manny Aurora, known for defending high-profile clients like rapper Lil Durk and German con woman Anna Delvey Sorokin, is now representing Govan. He's only been on the job for 6 weeks.
I support Mr. Govan's plea of not guilty, and that's why I took the case, because I think his allegations have merit as to what he's fighting, and I plan on doing that.
So another suspect charged in connection to Young Dolph's murder will be in front of a judge tomorrow. Jamarcus Johnson was indicted for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Prosecutors say he helped one of the shooters escape and receive money for Dolph's murder.
All right, y'all. So that was Hernandez Govan. Now, if you've been following this case, you might know all this information already, but there's still a few things that I want to talk about. Whether or not we believe Dolph, is actually dead, or if this whole thing was staged and it was some kind of industry plot, right? Now, the guy that's supposedly responsible for his death and setting it up, his daughter was also killed recently. And people, go back and forth speculating whether or not his daughter was killed because he supposedly set the hit out for Dolph. The way that they was talking in that clip, it seems like they let the guy out because he's already told them some information that they are gonna use to be able to find out who actually gave him the money to set up Dolph to be killed, because it doesn't end with him. There has to be a bigger fish involved, someone that actually gave him the go and paid him to set up the hit to kill Dolph. So there's definitely someone else up the ladder who has a hand in this, who we don't know about right now. Because that's what that clip sounded like. Sounded like he was being kind of, released out on bond under special conditions because Dolph's family agreed with the bond. And the prosecutor agreed with a $90,000 bond, because that's a very low amount for someone charged with conspiracy and also charged with murder. So this is the reason I thought about, let me just come back and talk about this whole thing real quick. And because this case has had people going on making videos here on YouTube every other week since Dolph died back in 2021. There's still channels out there that make videos, and that's really trying to find out who set this up, what really happened to Dolph, if the entire thing was staged. Did Dolph even get killed in Makita's cookies that day? You know, there's so many questions to it. There's so much that doesn't add up, that doesn't make sense about the crime scene. And I also want to show these two clips of the owners of Makita's, and I think it's their daughter. They pretty much tell two different stories, and they give us, direct cause to believe that this whole thing was staged from the jump. So before I, continue going on about what I really think happened, we're going to play those clips real quick, and I'm going to come right back.
Sadness. Maurice and Pamela Hill are not okay.
It's kind of in a nightmare that we can't wake up from.
After their flagship bakery on Airways Boulevard became a murder scene, where longtime customer Young Dolph Thornton Jr. took his last breath.
He's losing his life buying my cookies, because he just felt comfortable coming there. And it's just been hard for me to just digest.
As usual, family members were running the store just after noon Wednesday when Dolph drove up in his camo Corvette. He didn't ask for his usual chocolate chip cookies and ice cream.
He got 2 lemon and 2 strawberry cookies. So they was really for his mother.
Dolph and another young man stood in the left corner of the store on their cell phones and never saw it coming. Maurice drove up to see his workers raising their heads from ducking bullets, and the young man.
He was just distraught. He was hysterical. He was punching on the window, and because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know there was a body laying there, and I thought, matter of fact, I thought he had shot the place up himself.
We just got a phone call from my dad. He was in the store. He's one of the owners. And he just told us that somebody was shot. We didn't know who it was at first. We was just like, okay. I thought it was, one of the employees. So we was kind of distraught at the time. But, we heard my cousin in the background. He was just basically like, man, he gone. Somebody shot him. He gone. And I'm like, who gone? We just trying to figure out what was going on. And then you could hear my dad, he was just like, stay with me, Dolph. Just stay with me, brother. He kept saying it. So that's when we was like, okay, it was Dolph. So it was real fast. He said it was my dad was just like, it was real fast. It was a real quick situation. So we real hurt by it. He was a real, good dude. He came to the store all the time. When he was in Memphis, Makita's was one of his stops. So it's really tearing us down a little bit. We pray for the family. It's a senseless tragedy. We just really want them to know that we back them 100%, and we just really want, we really just wish this would just stop. This is just too much for us, So it's affecting our family now, because we do consider Dolph, anytime you walk into there, walk into Makita's, you consider family. When Dolph came here, he was considered family. He called my mom every time she came in, it's just, it's hurting us a little bit. So we just.
So your dad, you were on the phone with your dad when it happened?
I was on. It wasn't when it happened. It was right after. He called us like directly after, the shots were fired and Dolph was hit.
And you can hear him saying, "Dolph, stay with me."
Yeah, we heard him say that, and he was just, man, it's a lot.
Everyone's talking about how much he loved Makita's.
He did a lot. He was I got a video with him. He was telling us, saying every time I come here, I can't leave without getting some chocolate chip and like fresh out the oven. This it. So chocolate chip and ice cream was his favorite. So wow. We gon'.
Was it inside of your store or right outside?
Well, from what I was hearing, it was inside the store. It was inside the store. So it's So we just been standing here just hoping that, because my mom want to, see what's going on. She just, we just want people to know that we hurting for them. We hurting about this. We hurt. So we just want everybody to know. We want the family to know. We love Dolph. He was a part of our family. We really appreciate him coming in, in the store, supporting us anytime he can. So whatever the family need, what I'm saying, we just want them to know we here.
All right, y'all. Now, here are a final few things that I want to go over when it comes to young Dolph's death, right? So from the clips that I just played you, those aren't new. They went around on the internet because a lot of people feel like the owners and, the young daughter, the middle-aged woman with the dreads, feel like they were lying. They were telling two different stories. The father, Maurice, he told the story as if he didn't know that that was Dolph in the inside of Makita's. He said he had no idea what was going on. He was like, hell, I thought he was the one that shot up the store, basically. He thought it was Dolph that shot up the store. That was his side of the story. They were kind of telling it as if they didn't find out it was Dolph until after the shooting, after police got there, so on and so on. Now, when you get to the daughter, she was talking a lot. She had a lot to say. She clearly said that Maurice, her father, called her, and she said she could hear in the background, basically while they were on the phone, of Maurice saying, just hold on, Dolph, stay with me, Dolph, you're gonna be all right. So right off the bat, they directly, like I said, they directly gave us a mix-up of whether or not they knew who was being shot and killed inside of their store, allegedly. She said in the background, while she was on the phone with her dad, he clearly said, stay with me, Dolph. But in his interview, he told the reporters that he didn't know who it was in the store, and that he thought the guy shot the store up himself. He didn't even know two people came and, supposedly killed him. So we already get inconsistencies on what truly happened. And then there was another thing that the middle-aged woman with dread said. Y'all remember when the reporter asked her, she said, so where was all of this happening? Inside, or was it right outside? The lady with dreads responded and said, well, from what I could hear, it happened inside the store. Yeah, it was inside the store. So right then and there, that goes against the narrative of two dudes pulling up like the still images that we got and supposedly shooting Dolph from outside the store. She clearly said, from what I could hear, it was inside the store. Now, to me, that's not her saying that, oh, my dad was with Dolph inside the store. Obviously, they were inside the store. To me, that sounds like the shooting happened inside the store. One, there were no shell casings outside the store. Two, these dudes pulled up with a Draco and a pistol. The dude who shot the Draco was shooting first, supposedly. He was ahead of the dude with the pistol. So you telling me a Draco is only going to hit the bottom left corner of the window? Why did they aim to the ground? If you look at the still images, there's no bullet holes in the door of Makita's. The door that you walk in to go into the establishment, there's no bullet holes. It's standing right up as if it was untouched. Well, it was untouched, but it has no bullet holes. The left corner of the windows are shot out toward the ground. So there's no way possible this dude pulled up with a whole Draco and a pistol and only shot out the left corner of the windows. So however this thing happened, however this thing was staged, it all happened on the inside. Whether we want to believe Dolph was actually murdered inside of there, he was shot from the inside. It's almost left up to you on what you want to believe. Because going back and going through some of this stuff, it's almost impossible to believe it happened the way that they told us. I damn near don't even think Dolph is dead. We don't even know who was laying right there. We don't know who arm that was sticking out. The girl with the dreads, her vibe was weird. It felt like she was just making shit up. She was just lying because she really knew what happened. She was just going with the story of what she knew she had to tell. But, bro, no one saw Dolph's body come out. Nobody saw his body on a stretcher. No one saw his body come out of Makita's. We don't even know if that was Dolph. inside, bro. Don't matter that his car was out there and his brother was out there. We never saw Dolph. And it's the same thing. You get the people that was on the scene that said they felt like it was a movie. It was something they never seen before. One dude said he didn't see no blood, which goes back to the same old Freemasonic ritual where there's no blood on the death scene of supposed murders. XXXTentacion, Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, and there's a few more as well. That's a ritual. That right there, when you don't see no blood, that should automatically let you know what's going on. This is magic right in front of your eyes. These are witches and warlocks. And it goes all the way up to the industry. It's the same thing. You know, it's the same thing. It takes me back to my Cat Williams video. Here, check this out again.
In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
Wow.
And they had some people from your city do it.
Same thing, y'all. He said it best. And we've been talked about this in the video I did with him. He said these people be set up in their own cities by people from their city, and someone always benefits from it. It's no coincidence. But the thing is, with Dolph, it's a little different. Because Dolph started giving us hints. Like how he said in talking to my scale, if I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell? Had 3 clones of himself in the video. Then he started doing this kind of symbolism out of nowhere toward the end of his career. You got to ask yourself why. Why did he start doing this toward the end of his career? Why was his album cover literally blatant as hell with the symbolism? Salute to the one-eyed God. Somebody like Dolph. Why did he start doing this so late toward his career? Was this all a plot and a plan to begin with? Because he said 100 mil and he done. He'd already got what he wanted out the game. So it's like he started to hint towards something. And why did he start promoting the symbolism? It's like that talking to my scale video. And if y'all never seen it, just type it in and watch the beginning. You ain't got to listen to the whole song. That shit starts off with the most demonic imagery there is. It starts off with triangles going in and out, those little demonic looking crosses, and him, you know, standing in the triangle, and it's like little fiery background, bro. He really started promoting the symbolism out of nowhere. And supposedly he wasn't signed to anything major besides the distribution deal with Empire. Remember, he said he turned down a $22 million deal. And guess where that number 22 comes in? We'll do a little bit of numerology. He got shot 22 times, y'all. Check the reports. Check the autopsy. He turned down a $22 million deal. And the narrative says that he got shot 22 times. Come on, y'all. Come on. Stop playing. Stop playing with me right now. Guess what? Dolph died on November 17th. Guess whose birthday was on November 17th? Lord Infamous from 3 6 Mafia. Guess how old Dolph was when he died? He was 36 years old. Now, this is not me saying that 3 6 had something to do with the death or sacrifice or planned death of, you know, fake death or whatever we calling this right now of young Dolph. But this is just, the numerology is so, you know, it's just so in plain sight that it's almost unbelievable. He died on Lord Infamous' death, which we already know the double games he played with. Check the 3 6 Mafia video if you want to go into more detail with that. And he was also 36 years old. Once again, why did Dolph start promoting this symbolism out of nowhere? Heavy, too. There has to been forethought and a plan behind all of this, even his supposed demise. The devil is all in the details. And it just kind of goes back to how everyone is chasing their tail around this case. This is why I do my videos the way I do them sometimes, you know. And, you know, I'll do a video or two and I'll leave it alone, because I know this is all confusion. We know when the devil is in the details, all you're going to do is ask questions. Like how I said, there's people doing videos every other week still about Dolph case, trying to find out what happened, bros. It's the devil. That's why it's so confusing and you can't find the truth. You probably never will find the truth. Them dudes probably fall guys. All the shit was set up and staged. Like I said, we never saw Dolph's body come out. No blood. What else you want to believe? He was shot in the neck, face, and all that, and there's no blood? How is that even possible? Just like X, he got shot in the neck. There was no blood on the sweater. It's impossible. It's like people don't want to allow themselves to believe what they see. You see it. It's right there, but you don't want to allow yourself to believe it. Same thing with Dolph. We already know that, bro. We already know. That's why I won't chase my tail with this, but I did want to do this video and just kind of go in, because like I said, the last video I did on him, you know, I'm more focused on different things, you know. It was more like about Freemasons, Egyptian Freemason. You know, we talked about Memphis and the symbolism to Memphis, Egypt. You know, we was talking about a little bit deeper stuff, but really when you break down his death and the scene and everything else, it's right there too, without even really going into it. And people starting to see that. The people that report on his death regularly and thought that it was just some huge Trula Mafia versus Dolph versus CMG type gang beef, and then now they really starting to realize this came from the industry. This was much deeper than what you know. Much deeper. And it makes, you know, us not look as crazy or conspiracy theorist type people, because we was already pointing this out from the beginning that nothing added up. And this was from the industry, you know, and at the end of the day, I got to end this video saying I don't even know if Dolph dead, bro. Like I said, I ain't going to keep repeating myself, but it's very possible that he not even dead, bro. I don't know if I can believe he dead. It's too much evidence pointing in the opposite direction. There wasn't even no muzzle flashes in them camera photos, in them still shots. That shit was set up, bro. Ain't no way I would believe them two dudes actually shot off shots that killed Dolph. There's no way. There's nothing that can make me believe it. But anyways, y'all, I didn't mean to make this video too long. I really wanted to make this junk like 10, 12 minutes just to get on here, go in real quick, and leave it alone. I got other videos to put out. But, y'all already know what's going on, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know, anything relevant that I might have missed. But, you know, it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. As always, I really do appreciate y'all time and always watching my videos, showing hella love. Y'all already know I got more videos, more content on the way. Let me know what y'all want to see in the near future. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.